Don't forget your cell phone. Somebody seated.
May it please you, Your Worship, I confirm my appearance on behalf of the first and fourth applicants.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. Welcome. I confirm my appearance on behalf of Thank you.
May it please the court, Your Worship, I appear on behalf of six applicants.
Yes, please report. Good morning, Your Worship. I confirm my appearance on behalf of applicant number 5, who's accused number 8. I confirm we are ready for this.
You are still under oath and bound by the oath you previously took. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Worship.
Do you confirm that the evidence that you will further elicit before this court will be the truth, nothing but the truth? If so, raise up your right hand and say, "Help me God." Thank you.
Last occasion, I was running a constitution. I was, when I walked up in the school, I didn't realize that there are two aspects that I think you canvas with the idea for the constitution we should canvas these two aspects with the
That's correct.
But can I now tell you, this matter was already on the media or on the public domain from November 2023 when this matter was actually reported to ground up by Judge Cameron. 2022 apartment apartment.
So I can double it with into case in a high salary is the first child. But we're November 1, 2022. I listen to the Judge Cameron.
Now we are
but according to my recollection, this case only came to the public domain in March.
March 2022.
March was 2022, in March 2023.
But the take on that might also be
The ball to you will organize that. I do not understand.
okay. That's fine. Let's leave it there. Let's proceed. We'll take that up on argument. So, say the community is enraged and the community is saying no bail for the accused very specifically.
When our neighbors were saying, so now,
to Mrs. Masukela, who inherited that particular house from the maternal grandmother.
Glory looks at China Ekene. Accused number 6 Onyalani le Mrs. Masukela. And then Mrs. Masukela. Nkri with money elelefa. Hodwa. Nkhonong wa hai ka hlakoreng la mai.
Worship, nako e ke rene re visitile adresse we confirm re bile le mme ke sa re ke vodia palesa Masukela ke ena hlalositseng hore ntlo ena ke ntlo ya relative ya hae yena ke ena ifumane ntate Masukela ha ana ntlo le deeds office ke checkile ha hona ntlo e register le mabitso nga ntate Masukela.
Yes.
When we went to verify the address of the accused person, we visited the said address and we met with a lady called Palesa Evodia Masukela, if I'm not mistaken. And she is the one who told us that that house belonged to her relatives. And we even went to verify it at the deeds office, and we found out that Mr. Masukela had no house whatsoever that was registered in his name.
Yes, what I'm saying is, this is a house inherited by Mr. Masukela, Masukela's wife, and that the house, in actual fact, belonged to the grandmother of his wife, and that they are married in community of property.
Ntse ba tla tshotse yona gore ke ntlo eo e le hore mosadi wa hae o ifumane ele lefa a nka ele hore o ifumana ho nkgono wa hae ka hlakoreng la mmae ene yena o nyalane ka in community of property le ka kopanela dithotwe ka Sotho le ntate Masukela.
You would not know anything about that, would you?
How not tseba letho ka ntho eo, okay?
Ke ne ke sa tsebo ke ile ka mantswe a ke a fumaneng ho mofumadi wa ntate Masukela.
I did not know, and I only took the word of Mr. Masukela's wife.
All right, let's proceed. But what do you know? It's a fact that Mr. Masukela, that is accused number 6, has been staying in that particular house for the past 16 years. That was part of your investigations, correct?
But ntho e tsebang ke hore ntate Masukela a sala dula mo dilemong tse 16 tse fitileng and ene le karolo ya bopaki bo tlileng ka bona mona wena, okay? That's correct.
And this gives us a sense of permanency that Mr. Masukela, that is accused number 6, stays there permanently with children.
Jana ntho e re fa he taba ya hore hona le botsitso bo itseng karolong ya ntate Masukela hore mo ke mo a dulang teng ile address ya hae e tsitsitseng a dula teng le ba. That's correct.
This, you would say, given your experience, does not give us an impression of a person that can just run overnight and evade his trial, correct?
Jalo na ka biphihlelo ba ha ntwena e re fa hore ntate Masukela a se motho a ka tloang a rawa fela a ba balea case ya hae ka bosiu fela. I don't know.
All right, let's deal with this. Mr. Masukela has cooperated with you as the investigators in this matter, correct?
Are e sebetse tjena e ha sa le ntate Masukela a ntse ana le sebedisano mo le lona jalo ka bafuputsi ba nyewe, okay? That's correct?
Indeed. And he doesn't intend to evade his trial.
And as my kimisetso a hae wa hore a balele case ena ya hae.
Ha ke tsebe maikutlo a hae yoshi.
I do not know his intentions.
Right, let's leave that. I want us to deal with other issues. You have testified and given a picture in this court of how various accused, basically behaved or how they got involved in this particular in this particular case. That's what you did. But there's something that you never dealt with. And this is the involvement of accused number 6 in fraud, specifically in claiming the body of Katleho. Claiming it, and let me put it this way to you. Do you have any evidence to implicate accused number 6 with any fraud pertaining to any of the corpses? I'm specifically thinking of Katleho's corpse, for instance, in this regard.
Okay, when I was told to be like our fella or na ba kusiwa ba hlaela mona o feng o amana jwang le tlolo ya molao. A go re bolelle he o na le bopaki bo itseng mohlomong hore na mo tabeng ya boqhekanyetsi kapa fraud o kenella kae ha holo mo ho claimweng ha setopo sa Katleho mpholo hantle
Katleho bearing.
Your Worship, Ntate Masukela, ka di 29 tsa April ke ena na thobetse gate ya G4S mo e le hore sona setupu sena sa Katleho bearing se kene gate e le hore yena ne tshwanetse le hore ha ne a entse mosebetsi wa hae ka phethahalo jwalo ka ha tshwanetse setupu sena se ka be sa kena ka hara prison.
On the 29th of April, Mr. Masukela was assigned at the gate at the prison, which gate was the same one the Katleho bearing's corpse passed through, which shouldn't have been the case should Mr. Masukela have done his job properly. That corpse wouldn't have passed through that gate.
We'll deal with that matter. Just be patient. What I want you to tell this honorable court is the evidence that you have that links accused number 6 to the fact that he unlawfully and falsely with common purpose got the body of this person called Katleho to be released and taken from the custody of PJ Ranks, Tembinkosi Nomake, and Musiele. Do you have such evidence that indicates that he was part and parcel of people that went to ask for the corpse to be taken away from the custody of these particular people?
Sheba talk about Thabo Bester na gore na le bopaki bo bontshang hore accused number 6 le Ntate Masukela na o ne a le letsoho mo tabeng ya hore ho lo claimiwa setopo ho se leng ho se hlokomelong ya motho thweng ke PJ Rance le Tembinkosi Nomake le Musieleng. O na le bopaki bo feng kapa bo feng mohlomong bo bontshang hore motho o na le karolo ya bapetseng mo claiming setopo se bathong bao?
Your Worship, mosebetsi wa ka nna ke o fana ka information le bopaki be ke na le bona bo motšhotšhisi. Jwale motšhotšhisi ke bona ba draftang di charges tsa hore mang o qoswa kang mang o qoswa kang ha se decision tse nkuwang ke nna.
My job is to provide the information and all the investigations that I have to the prosecution. And then the prosecution are the ones who decide upon the information they have at their disposal who to charge with what and who to charge with what. I'm not responsible for that.
Well, granted. But let's be straight. You don't have such information that links accused number 6 to such fraud. Correct?
Okay, Harry Potsechena, we now bona bopaki bo eno hore bo kopanya accused number 6 le di fraud tse di etsaetseng mo.
Your Worship, ke nana hore botšhotšhisi ha bo analyzer bopaki kaofela ke mono ba fitlhileng decision tseno tsa gore le ena wa amea ka hara frauding.
Well, I think after the prosecution had analyzed all the evidence that I've provided to them, they then decided that Mr. Masukela as well should stand or should be charged with the same charges that you are asking me about.
All right. I see that we are avoiding that question. I'm aware of that. I'll deal with it
No,
later.
but that cannot be correct. He's responding to the question. He's not avoiding any question. That cannot be correct.
Yes, Mr. President.
If that is the case, then let me follow up on the same question, if it pleases the court.
Yeah, because I also wanted to chip in there. It is as if you are not satisfied about his answers. Whether you are not satisfied or not, he answered your question. And you tend to circumlocate on one aspect because you wanted to establish as to how is he, accused number 6, is linked to the charge of fraud insofar as the corpse of one Katleho Bereng is concerned.
Absolutely.
He answered, he gave his answer to say, on the 29th of April, accused number 6 was assigned to operate on the gate in which the corpse of Katleho Bereng happened to pass. That was his answer as to how he believes linkage is.
Please, court worship.
Yes.
Proceed. There's a charge of arson against my client, accused number 6. And in terms of testimony, you had testified that the fire broke around a G4S or around cell 35, broke around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. That was the testimony, right?
Right, koso ya shabane le yona moqosi wa 6 e leng hore ke koso ya o tshweso. Wena o paking ba hao tse ho ila ba le mollo o tukang mo cell 35 ka bo 2 ka bo 3 mesong. Okay,
Ho jwale.
that's correct.
Are you aware that on that day of the 3rd of May 2022, that my client only reported for duty at 7:15 in the morning?
O tlhokometse taba hore ka di 3 tseo tsa May ka 2022 client ya ka e le mosebetsing ka 7 ka 7:15 o seng.
A ke tsebe worship.
Well, I don't know.
Right. That now put it to you that that's the time that he actually reported for duty.
Ke a o jwetsa he. Ke yona nako e leng hore o ile mosebetsing ka yona ye.
And if he reported at 7:15, there's no way in which he would have been part and parcel of the setting alight of cell 35.
And I been again ka 7:15 o seng ha hona ka mogho ebe akaba motho e mong kapa ana leng karolo ya ho tshiswe cell 35.
Ha ke tsebe.
Logically.
I do not know.
With the exception of the allegations that my client allowed the van that was carrying the corpse, or specifically that was carrying the TV stand, you yourself as the investigating officer do not have any direct evidence that says that my client, accused number 6, assisted or allegedly assisted Mr. Thabo Bester to escape from custody.
Kantleng ho nthwena ya hore wena ore client ya ka ile ya dumella vene e fete di gating tseo yena a neng a di gatile dumella vene e fete mo vene o ne o thwe e lashitse TV stand ha ona bona bopaki kantleng ho nthweo ha ona bona bopaki wena boring yena ile accused number 6 o thusitse hore Thabo Bester a bale tronkong.
Worship, kinale bopaki ba statement tsa di witness.
I think I have such evidence from the witnesses' statements.
Hore kire Thabo Bester o thusitse le hore Thabo Bester a bale. Hane a ile hanela koloi ene itla isina gate pass hore ikene jardin aka ba sabale Thabo Bester.
For me to say that he is part of the people who aided Thabo Bester to escape, it is because if he would have disallowed the van that did not have a gate pass to get through the gates, Thabo Bester would not have escaped the prison.
Ibile supervisor ya hae e mo instructile hore o kekebe wa dumella koloi eo ikene isina gate pass.
To top it all off, his supervisor instructed him not to allow a vehicle that did not gate pass to pass through.
Let's deal with that. Let's deal with that and correct record. Accused number 6, Mr. Maswike, who is my client, was actually the person that called the supervisor to the gate. Again, I take it that you wouldn't know that, right?
I sebetsa le lona hanyane taba eo o bona ena ntate Masukela leng accused number 6 mo casing e ke ena a ileng a phonela supervisor,
And that was when he
a
realized,
phonela supervisor hore e tle mo gating eo ene ke gola wena ona itse ba ntho eo.
that was when he realized that the gentleman that wanted to enter did not have the gate pass.
Ene le ha hlokometse hore motho yena ba batlang kena mo hana gate pass.
Nkare na worship supervisor ke khola ka trial o tla paka o tlwile koloi ha ikena ka hara saliport a hlodisa le subenga ka festere a bona venena ke yena a hweleditseng hore Sinuwe kana kwe after hours ikai gate pass ya o kena mona.
I think the supervisor is going to give testimony during the main trial, and the supervisor heard when the vehicle was driving through, or heard when the vehicle was driving in, and he kicked through a hole and saw that it was Sinuwe. Then he shouted out as to Sinuwe, at this time of the night, where is the gate pass?
We will deal with that at trial. But let's deal with this also. My plan was, or let me put it this way first. We know that my client does not have any pending matter or matters before any court. That was the testimony, right?
Ratsiba ona jwale hore tlentaka ha ena.
Right, Advocate Gwenana there as he continues to argue for the bail of his client. That's accused number 3 in the matter, Buti Masekela, in the Bloemfontein Magistrates Court. That's in the case where 5 of the accused who are facing charges of aiding and abetting Thabo Bester in his escape are applying for bail. We'll keep you updated on that story, but this one a big one as well. State witness Zandi Kumalo has pointed out accused number 2, Bongani Ndanzi, one of the alleged intruders inside the house when soccer star Senzo Meyiwa was killed. Kumalo broke down as she pointed at Ndanzi as the defense objected. 5 men are currently on trial for the alleged involvement in Meyiwa.
and you know the truth.
I shall not speculate as to what people know. May I proceed, if it pleases the court?
No, you have answered yourself. You may proceed. Thank you.
Indeed, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I just want to touch very, very briefly on what you refer to as, in your testimony, assisting one of the accused with, the corpse, carrying in of the corpse. Am I correct to say that that's what you say?
Ona le ntho engwe ke batlang ke tlo bua ka yona ka bokgutshwanyane mo wena o ne o bua ka mo ho ne o thuswa motho ye mong hore a kuke setopo a skenye kara tronko ke bua nnete o buile ntho jwalo
Che, ke bua ntho jwalo.
No, I did not say such.
All right, I'm just going to put this version of my client. But my client says that the person that got through, that got through the gate, driving a van on that particular day, was carrying a TV stand.
Toko blele tlenteka ereng ere motho a neng a kganna vene a kena ka yona ka mong motho eo o ne a kukile TV stand,
Very heavy TV stand.
a kukile TV stand e bima.
And he says there is no way, if he had seen any corpse at the gate or anywhere, that he would have assisted the person with to carry the corpse into the prison facilities.
Arena ha hona ka mokgo ana kare a bone hore motho tshwere setopo yaba yena wa thusa hore motho o a nkenye setopo seo ka ga tronko ibile a mo thusa lo skakasa.
Ha ke dumelana le yona Worship. Hobane ke eno e etsahetse.
I dispute that. It has happened.
You'll deal with that at trial proper.
Yeah, I am troubled by this wording of yours that we will deal with that during trial. You ask a question, you attract that type of an answer, then you will deal with it on the trial. It's not proper. It's like, I'm not sure whether you are saying I must ignore it or what.
If it pleases the court, I'll leave that particular question and proceed with other matters.
Thank you.
Kenneth, the evidence that we have is that accused number 6, Mr. Masukela, was never even paid a cent. At least there is no evidence that indicates that there was money that got to be transferred into his account.
Mpaki bona le bona e Kennel ke taba hore Ntate Masukela a ka patola le cent. Ha ona le bopaki kae ka pakae bo bontshang hore o kila ba le bo di transfer tsa di chelete ho ya.
Worship o ya ka record e re fumaneng ya pele ya Capitec ha e bontshe hona le chelete e fumaneng.
Yes, according to the initial record that we obtained from Capitec Bank, it does not in any way show that there is any money that he received.
In fact, my instructions are that he's not benefited anything in this case, that he's getting involved, and he knew absolutely nothing about what happened here pertaining to this case.
And I think to accuse number 6 I buang ke hore yena ha una kuno e feng kapa e feng ai unneng ka ntwena ka ofela e etsaetseng. And le ho kenela mo casing mo ha ona le nthana e tseba hore na ho ntso etsala mo a ntso fitwa ho bua kwana ho etsuwang mo ha una le mo casing.
Worship ke tla hanana le yona hore Ntate Masukela mosebetsi wa hae gating ke hore koloi ha e kena gating I search a etse ka bojohle hore dintho tse batlahalang tse tshwanetse di be teng a di fumane, empa o tlohetse koloi ene sena gate pass aba a instructor ke supervisor ya hae a ignora le yona instruction e ho ya ka nna ya bontsha hore ke part and parcel ya ntwena o na tsebe hobaneng a ka dumella koloi e a bolelletseng hore koloi ena na ha ya tshwanela ho kena. Jwale e bontsha sesupo sa hore o na ntsana le lesedi le tsebo le tjantjello ya ntwena le etsetseng.
I would like to dispute what you were saying. Mr. Masukela was assigned at the gate, and his duties was to search a vehicle that was to pass through that gate. But he did not do that. Let the vehicle pass through, and even his supervisor instructed him not to allow a person who did not have a gate pass to go through his gate. He ignored the instruction, and it only all those actions only showed that he had an idea what was taking place there. And how could he then have allowed a vehicle to pass through when he did not have a gate pass, when there was instruction not to allow it, if he did not indeed know what was happening?
At the right time, Mr. Masukela would come and argue that things never actually occurred that way. And that there was a stage where they got distracted whilst they were at the gate, and he would give a full picture of what transpired on that particular day. But that would not be for now.
Kana go lokileng o tlo tla ena ntsha bopaki hore hantle ntle dintho a di etsela ka mokgwa wena ntse o di etsa ka teng, and o tlo bua le ena hore no ho la ba le tshitiso e itseng e leng ya etsala ha ba ntse ba le gating mo, empa ene o tlo fana jole ka setshwantsho se felletseng hore king le eng e etsaetseng empa ntho ya ga tlo etsa ona jole.
That will happen there. Let's tick off this just to make sure. My client, Mr. Masukela, does not have a passport. You know, I omitted this. That was testimony, right?
That Masukela hana passport and luena ene tsele bopaki ba hao bo, okay? That's correct.
And that really relates to the issue.
I don't really want to object and interfere. There's a statement made to the witness that at the right time, what the accused will tell the court and what had transpired, and that something happened there. And when he is supposed to be answering, now we move into the passport. He has not been given the benefit of responding to that statement that was put to him. As please the court,
You should let him have his benefit, Your Worship. Court please, Your Worship.
Oh, that cannot be correct.
Mr. Kwenane, yes, when you are asking questions like I indicated earlier, you would ask a question and end with a particular statement of which is not giving the witness opportunity to comment. Please, when you put a version or statement or any question, just allow him to comment on it.
Your Worship, it's not my intention not to deny him a chance to respond. But the court and my colleague, Leonard colleague, will appreciate the fact that I'm actually seized with things that I'm focusing on. And I would not necessarily want him not to deal with a particular question. He's at liberty to do.
Yes, please take care of that.
Indeed, we will, certainly.
Yes, can Colonel perhaps react on the version put by the attorney?
Okay, Kenan. Arabe Montunyana e bua ya hore kana go loketseng o tla ba le mo a tlo buang hore ona ba le tshitiso dintho a di a tsela ka mgo wena o ntse di bua ka teng ile ba le mo a tshitisa nteng a ba fana ka picture ka ofela ene tse le mo ke yona karolo o no o se o e Arabe o reng wena ka ntho ka statement seo sa mwele.
If you've got a comment on that.
Le teng ha ebe hona le ntho ba tlang o tshwaela ka yona ntho nyewa e buang ka dintho tse tla etsalang motla trial kwa
ha ke na comment yo.
I do not have a comment on that.
Thank you. Let's deal with this. You said that the community is heartbroken by what has happened and that you'd like the accused people to be kept or rather be denied bail. That's what you said, right?
We say setjhaba se utlwise bohloko ke ntho e etsahetseng ebile ha ba batle go ba batla hore a hanelwe ka bail Ntate Masukela, okay?
Ho jwalo, Worship.
That's correct.
But if Mr. Masukela poses no threat to the community, why should he be denied bail?
Ha bene asna matshosetsi a le hore o wa tobisa setjhabeng Ntate Masukela ke eng e tlo etsang hore a hanelwe ka bail?
Jwalo ka se ke hlaloseditse lekgotla hore mona na re sheba ke dumela moahlodi o sheba le di-interest tsa setjhaba tsa hore ke ha ntho nyewe ena na ke ya mofuta o jwang e etsaetse jwang ene le yena ha re tjho setjhaba se ka mohlatsela ha ka tswela ka ntle ka bile.
Like I explained before, the presiding officer takes care of the interests of the community and as to how this crime was carried out, how it happened, and what happened during its commission. And the other thing is, should he be released on bail? The community could easily attack him or put him in harm.
Well, I put it to you that there are no compelling reasons to deny accused number 6 bail, and that the court would look at not only the interest of the community, but also the interest of Mr. Masukela in terms of his liberty and the nature of the case. I don't know whether you have a comment on that.
But I go jetse ona ntho ha ona mabaka mona a qobellang hore Ntate Masukela a ska fumana bail and hape lekgotla ha la sheba di interest kapa di tabatabelo tsa setjhaba fela. Lekgotla ntse le tlameile hore ne le shebe di tabatabelo tsa Ntate Masukela, interest tsa hae le yena le taba ya bolukului ba hae. A tsebela bene ona le tshwaelo mo nthong.
Ha ke na tshwaelo.
I do not have a comment there too.
Bishop, I'm done. I'd like to just check one or two things. No further question. This is the smallest court that I've ever seen, Your Worship. Your Worship, I am done, and I thank the court. Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you, Mr. Botha.
Thank you, Worship.
Colonel Flyman, I'm now allowing Mr. Botha to cross-examine you.
Ya ke dumela le bote hore a ka bosolose dipotso Ntate Flyman.
Yes, Worship.
Are we skipping applicant number 4? Was it not supposed to be Mr. Mururi for applicant number 4 now?
Oh. Thank you.
Yes, because I know he reserved his cross-examination so that Mr.
Mr. Mururi.
Dennis should deal with it. So he has never cross-examined for number 4.
Yes.
As a business.
Yeah, let me check with Mr. Mururi.
Yes, Your Worship. Your Worship, I had already been indulged by the court. I'm in the court's hands in respect of this one. I can go after my learned colleague, before my learned colleague, but I'm ready to proceed.
Yes,
Whichever
now
one the court prefers.
let us try to push it chronologically. You may proceed.
I say, God, please.
Good morning, Colonel. Dumela Kene.
Morning, Advocate.
Good morning, Advocate. Colonel, I can promise you that I'm not going to be as long with you today as I was on the other day. Perhaps let us start here. Firstly, you, in your examination, indicated that my client, being applicant number 5, alternatively accused number 7, was involved in this crime. And I put it to you that at the right forum, he will come and deny being involved in anything in this matter, in the commission of this crime. My apologies.
Colonel, I get to bamtelele le wena ya tsatsing lena. Jalo ka ne ke le motele nako nge fitileng ke batla ho blella fela hore ntho e ke to e highlighta mo ho wena tsatsing lena ke taba hore accused number 7 eleng applicant number 4 mo casing ena yena o tlo hanana le taba ya hore hona le karolo a e bapetseng mo tlolong ya molao ena e leng hore re mona ka yona ana mo ka mo ankileng karolo ka teng.
Yeah, hanana le yona yoshi.
I dispute that.
You testified, Colonel, that accused number 4 was one of the people who were opening the doors as the crime was being committed, the prison doors. Is that correct?
Applicant number 4. Okay. Uze ntato ene le motho e mong ana ene le motho a tlamileng ana bule body gate ka nako eo. Ene le e mong wa batho ba tlamileng ba bule di gate.
Go jwale yoshi.
That's correct.
And I put it to you, Colonel, that you further testified that a person whom you purport to be Thabo Bester left the prison vicinity dressed in G4S uniform. Is that correct?
Ntsengo abo o ibuileng ke taba hore motho e o ne o theke Thabo Bester o tsamaile mo me awange ya tronko a apere uniform ya G4S. Okay.
Go jwale yoshi.
That's correct.
I put it to you that my client says if it is that he opened any doors on the night of the 2nd to the 3rd of May, it was in the furtherance of his duties at the prison.
Taba blele motlusi ngwana o re ena haebe ho etsaetse ebe o butsi di gate bosiumbo ba di 2 ho yella meshonya di 3 sa May 2022 haebe no etsa it's o robe o butsi di gate inele ha etsa mosebetsi wa hae jolo ka ntsa thowetse fe.
Ngisi ke hanana le yona yoshi.
Well, I would not dispute that.
Colonel, you testified further that the accused number 7, applicant number 4, has been fired from his place of employment. Do you know when this took place?
When I would say applicant number 4, ulele kuwe masebetsante. Ube wa tseba ulele kweni?
Yoshi ba ke sa fosi ke ka di 31 tsa January 2023.
If I am not mistaken, it was on the 31st of January 2023.
And you further testified that some of the witnesses who testified in the disciplinary hearing will be our potential witnesses in this criminal trial. Is that correct?
And when I was talking about it, tse ding tsa dipaki tse neng di paka mo disciplinary hearing ha case ene tse tshwere internally entse e tlo ba batho ba bang ba tlo pakang casing ena ka yona ha sentse e seku. Okay?
Go jwale yoshi.
That is correct.
What I did not hear you testify, Colonel, is that the accused, applicant number 4, has threatened any of these people.
Nto exa yutwang o yentsha bopaking ba hao ke hore applicant number 4 o ile a tshosetsa ba bang ba dipaki tseo kae. And provide opportunity for any evidence to that effect.
Colonel, part of what you testified is that accused number 4 received an amount of 14,000 rands from accused number 1. Rather, accused number 7 from accused number 1.
Engwe bopaki bo bontshitseng ke hore jolo ka ena le accused number 7 hona le 14,000 rand da ai fumaneng ho tswa ho accused 1. That is correct.
Put it to you that at the right platform, accused number 7 will come and testify as to the reason for this transaction.
Tabo jetse he mo sebakeng se loketseng ha o so pakua o tlo hlalosa he hore na le baka la hore a fumane tjhelete eo enele e.
Do you have a comment, Colonel?
I do not have a comment.
Colonel, tell me, where was accused number 7 arrested? The fourth applicant, where was he arrested?
A go re bolelle he o tshwerwe a le ho kae mokopi wa bo 4. We arrested him at his abode where he stays.
And you confirmed that this is indeed his property?
And I netefatsa hore ke ntlo ya hae yona e. Yes, I do.
Colonel, you testified that the fourth applicant is divorced. Is that correct?
On se bopaki hape hore yena o divorced. Okay? That is correct.
I put it to you that he is not divorced.
Ka o jwetsa nna he kene. Motho o a divorce. But that's what he told me. He said he was divorced.
Colonel, when you testified in chief, that was not your version. In fact, your version was, it looks like he is divorced, he doesn't stay with the wife.
Bona wena ha se ka mkhwe beileng ka teng ha o no ntsha bopaki ba hao pele kona o itse e kare o divorceitse hobane ke mo ha dule le mosadi wa hae.
Yena ha la hlalosa bitse ke mo butsitse hore mo dula teng o dula le ma are o dula le mo mosadi o dula kana ka re o divorceitse are o divorceitse.
I inquired from him with whom he was staying. He told me that he was staying alone. So I asked whether he had a wife or not. He told me that his wife was staying at a separate place. Then I asked him if he was divorced. He confirmed it.
Colonel, I will not belabor this point, but finally, did you see a decree of divorce to that extent?
Well, Colonel, decree divorce No, I did not see the divorce decree.
You also testified that his hometown is Ruvel. Is that correct?
That is so.
Do you know if the accused has any previous convictions?
The record. He doesn't have any.
Any pending matters?
The case he has none.
Do you have any reason to believe that the accused number 7 in particular is a violent person?
Accused number 7 ke motho a dikgoka.
Ha ke motsebi o tlola ho feta mo loshi ke le kala o mona a ya mo tshwara yoshi.
No, I did not know him that well. I do not know him further than what I know about him. The first time I saw him was when we were arresting him.
Colonel, you testified that applicant number 4 does not have a passport. Is that correct?
Oh, it's a Hana passport. Applicant number 4, okay? But that's correct.
In his affidavit under oath before this honorable court, he testified that he has a passport. What do you say to that?
ona ena o ntse affidavit mona e le hore nkuwe tlasakano mo aneng a tsebisa lekgotla lena hore ona le yona passport o reng wena ka ntho
ke tseba nna o hana passport yoshi.
as far as I know it does not have a passport.
Did you investigate whether or not he has a passport, Colonel?
We will investigate.
Ke fuputsitse yoshi.
Yes, I did investigate.
Colonel, I'm going to show you a document.
Ke tlo bontsha tokomane Kenel.
If you could just enlighten us as to what this document is.
Ene o re jwetse he hore na ke eng tokomane ena.
Ke passport yoshi.
It is a passport.
Whose passport is it, Colonel?
Yamma.
Ke ya France Magotsa.
It belongs to France Magotsa.
And when was it issued?
In issue lele
Ka 2016 yoshi.
in 2016.
And when does it expire?
Expiring
Expire ka 2024 yoshi.
in 2024.
So you agree with me now that your investigations were incorrect?
So do I dumelana le nna ke re diphuputso tsa hao ne di fosahetse?
Ke a dumela yoshi.
Yes, I do.
Colonel, I've been instructed by the fourth applicant that I must tender that passport over and hand it over to you for safekeeping.
And ke bolelletswe he hore ke bolelletswe ke na applicant number 4 mo hore ko fe yona passport e wena we boloke safe mo di beante.
Ke tla etsa jalo yoshi.
I will do that.
Thank you so much, Colonel. Colonel, in your honest opinion, do you believe that someone who intends to flee would hand over a passport knowing that the investigating officer does not know that he has one?
Sheba go bolelle wena ka kore maikutlong a hao ka botshepehi Kenneth hore motho a ikemiseditseng go baleya go ipha dimenyane a bale case ya hae a ka fana ka passporto ho le focus la case e kgahlanong le yena e le hore le focus le ne sa tsebe lo tseba hore o na le yona passport eo.
A ke no tswaela ke kgone ho tswaela yoshi.
Well, I do not have a comment there too.
Mr. Court pleases your worship. Your worship, may I turn my back on this court to take an instruction? Colonel, just one last aspect. At the time of the arrest, would you say the fourth applicant was cooperative with you?
Ya qetela Colonel kana go eo le motshwara applicant number 4 o tla re motho o fane ka tsebisano mo holona
O jwale yoshi.
yes.
It is my instruction, Colonel, that accused of applicant number 4, as he has with the passport, undertakes to continue assisting in this investigation.
Tlo jetse he Colonel ka instruction e tsena hore jalo ka ha le ena hona jwale a sentseneng a thusitse hore a fanele ka bo passport jwalo jwalo o ntse ikemiseditse hore a thuse ka mkhwa ka kgonang mo diphuputsong tsena hantse di tswelletse.
Do you have a comment on that, Colonel?
Na le tswelo o dimanthe
A ke na yoshi.
I do not have a comment.
As the court pleases, your worship, that would be the cross-examination in respect of applicant number 4.
Thank you, Worship. May I proceed?
You may proceed, sir.
Colonel, you agree that applicant number 5 have no previous convictions?
O dumela hore applicant ya bo 5 ha ena ntho di record that.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
Yes, I do.
Colonel, you agree applicant number 5 also have no pending cases?
And what dumela hape hore ana le case tsa a di mathela?
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
Yes, I do.
You also agree there's no warrants against applicant number 5 at this stage?
And hape ha ona le di warrant tse di batlana le yena ke.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
That is correct.
You also agree you don't have any proof that applicant number 5 have a has a history of violent?
And hape dumela motho ena ha ana nalane kapa history ya di khoka.
Ha ke na yona, Your Worship.
Yes, I do not have any evidence to the contrary.
You also agree that applicant number 5 is not on parole?
And hape le ntho ya hore ha se motho e leng ho paroleng ntse dumelana le.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
Yes, I do.
You also agree that applicant number 5 does not have a passport, is that correct?
And I do tell about applicant number 5 ha ana passport.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
That's correct.
You also confirm that the address of applicant number 5 was confirmed by you?
And hape when it was ntho ya hore we confirm ile address ya hae ke.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
Correct.
Is it also correct that applicant number 5 was arrested at her house, 9 Abdurman Street, Ashbury, Heridal?
And when it was ntho ya hore o tshwerwe ko ntlong e leng hore ke number 9 ko Abdurrahman ko Ashbury.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
That's correct.
And do you also agree when applicant number 5 was arrested, the arrest was peacefully, she did not try to run away?
And wa netefatsa le ntho hore ha a neng a tshwarwa ho ne ho la le khotso fela ho le a sa leke lo bale ha o sna di khuduero.
Ho jwalo.
That's correct.
Do you also agree that applicant number 5, since the starting of this investigation, give a full cooperation to the South African police?
And wa dumela taba hore ha e sale ho qadile diphuputso tsena ha a fana ka tshebedisano mmoho e felletseng ho seponeseng.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
That is correct.
Do you also agree that applicant number 5 does not have the tendency to commit Schedule 1 offences?
And hape wa dumela ntho ya hore applicant number 5 ha na tlwaelo ya ho nna a ntsa etsa ditlolokaka tsa molao mona le mane.
Ho thata ho nka tjho jwalo. Ha ke tsebe sepheo sa hae.
Well, it will be difficult for me to confirm that. I do not know her behavior.
But you will agree with me, as she's sitting here today in the accused box, it is the first time she's clashing with the law.
Eba dumelana le hore jwa ka dutse tjena ka ra doko eo ke kgetlo la pele a fapane le molao.
Ho jwalo, according to the record, Your Worship.
Yes, it is so according to the record.
You agree with me, you don't have any evidence that if the court release applicant 5 today on bail, she will evade the trial?
And when ha ona bopaki ba hore ha o ka etsala a lokolle ka bail tsatsing lena o tlo baleya case na.
Ha ke na bopaki, Your Worship.
Yes, I do not have such evidence.
You also agree with me, you don't have any evidence that applicant 5, if she released on bail, she will interfere with state witnesses?
And hape ha ona le bo bong bopaki ho wena mona bo bontshang hore ha ka tswa ka ntle o lo petrana le diphuputso.
Ha ke tsebe, Your Worship.
I do not know.
But you will agree with me, Thabo Bester escaped on 3 May 2022, is that correct?
O dumelana le na hore Thabo Bester o baleile tronkong ka di 3 tsa May ka 2022.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
That's correct.
And you will agree with me, applicant number 5 was arrested on the 1st of May 2023, that is more than 1 year, is that correct?
And o dumelana na he applicant number 5 o tshwere ka di 1 tsa May ka 2023 ntho e leng hore ke nako e fetang selemo kaofela.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
I agree.
And you will agree with me, in this 1 year, while before applicant number 5 was arrested, you don't have any proof today in court that she tried to interfere with state witnesses?
And o dumelana le nna he hore wena ha ona ka mkhona le bopaki ka teng ntho e bitswang proof hore ha esale selemong seo kaofela ha sona hona le mo a neng a leka hore a itshunya tshunye diphuputso. I do not have such proof.
And you will agree with me, she was dismissed at G4S. That means she doesn't work there anymore. Is that correct?
O dumelana le nna he hore o lelekuwe G4S ha sa sebetsa moo. That's correct.
So the possibility that she will go to work and tamper with evidence at the CCR room, that is excluded because she don't have access to the work anymore because she was dismissed. Is that correct?
Jwale kgonahalo ya hore a kaya kwana go G4S a fitla a kene ka bo CCR room a fitla a tlose mo dintho tse ding tse leng bopaki ka mo ha iyo ha ona kgonahalo e jwalo bane ona le lekuwa ha sana access mo. That is correct.
It is my instructions from applicant number 5. The state doesn't have a prima facie case against her, and the state is riding a dead horse.
Yena o plela hore buchuchisi ha bona case e tutubetseng kgahlanong le yena e le hore o shebane le yona yana hantle buchuchisi mona bo palame pereshwe. I do not agree with that.
Let me break it down for you in terms of the counts.
Well, a re late ho ya ka mokgo ditlolo tsa molao tsa shebane le tsona di tsamayang ka teng.
Do you have any proof? Let me rephrase my question. In terms of defeating the ends of justice, do you have any proof that applicant number 5 claimed the body of Katlego at National Hospital?
Mo tabeng ya defeating o na le bopaki bore ba hore le yena o nkile karolo mo claiming ha stop sa Katlego go National.
Jolo ke ha se ke tsholo yo shipore nna ke fana ka information butchuchisi ke bona bo draftang di charges jwale bona ka evidence re na le yo ba dumela se.
Like I've just said, my only job is just to provide the state with the information, and the prosecution is the one who decides what charges to charge who with.
Yes or no, Colonel, do you have any proof that applicant number 5 tried to claim the body of Katlego at National Hospital? Yes or no?
Ha re lateka e kapa tjhe. Ona le bopaki wena mo bonko bopaki bo bontshang hore o claimile kapa o likile o claima stop.
Che akena bona.
I do not have a proof.
Yes or no, do you have any proof that applicant number 5 tried to smuggle the corpse to cell 35 Broadway?
E kapa tjhe. Una o likile ho smuggler stop.
Che akena bona.
Askenya ka ga tronko ko Broadway cell 35.
Che yosh.
No.
Yes or no, do you have any proof that applicant number 5 satellite the corpse in cell 35 Broadway G4S jail?
E kapa tjhe. Ona le bopaki bo bontsha hore o chisitse stop ko cell 35.
Akena bona yosh.
I don't have such proof.
In terms of the arson charges, do you have any proof that applicant number 5 satellite the cell 35 at G4S?
But what about go le ka o chase? Ona le bopaki bo bontshang hore applicant ya bo 5 o chisitse ko cell 35. I do not have such proof.
Colonel, you testified that you gave 2 versions to the Honorable Court. I will tell you what the versions is.
o pakeng ba ha o fane ka di-version tse pedi mo lekgotleng and ke tlo bolella hore na di-version tse o faneng ka tsona ke dife.
And I just want clarity on that version. Don't want to confuse you. I don't want to mislead you. I just want clarity on that.
A ke leke ho ferekanya mona and a ke leke ho kgelosa ka mokgwa o feng kapa o feng ke batla tlhakisetso fela kene.
You testified when Thabo Bester walked out of G4S with the. You testified when Thabo Bester walked out of the G4S jail, applicant number 4 and 5 opened the door for him, and later you changed and said only applicant 4 opened the door. Can I just get clarity on that?
So pakeng ba ha wena o boletse hore Thabo Bester na tswa mo G4S mo tronkong ya teng, applicant number 4 le applicant number 5 ba mo buletse gate nenne o ba change ntwe eo ore hantlentle motho mo buletseng gate ke applicant number 4 jale ko patlhakisetso mo ntlheng eo tata.
Yo shipa ke hopolo kila ka tshwarwa.
I do not remember myself saying that.
I did not mean to interrupt my colleague, but I was about to rise, and I think the prosecutor was making a move as well. I do not have it like that in my notes either, Your Worship.
I agree with my learned friend.
And we agree with it.
Let me rephrase then. Thank you, Worship.
As I was trying also to.
Okay.
Indeed, Your
Yes,
Worship.
thank you.
Recall that.
When Thabo Bester walked out with a G4S uniform, who opened the door for him?
A re botse ka mokgwa ona. Thabo Bester ha ane a tswa mo G4S mo group 4 mo. Ke mang a mo buletse?
Ki batho ba sebetsa CCR center.
It is the personnel, the people who are working at the CCR center.
But can you tell who was the person at the CCR room who opened the door?
Empa o ka tjho he wena hona jwalo ka re bolella hore ke mang a ne le a le ka room ya CCR a ileng ya ba yena a tobetsa mo a bula mamane.
Ki Natasha Jansen le France Mahotsi.
It was Natasha Jansen and Franz Mahotsi.
And in terms of the CCR room, if you say it's the Tessa Johnson, does she have to log in with a password to enter? How do you know that is specifically applicant number 5 that opened the door? How can you say that? In terms, does the system records that applicant number 5 opened the door on that particular time?
A go bolelle ka mo ho sebetsalang ka teng ka mo ile hore ha kwala mo o kwala ka password ya hae kapa wena o tsibile jwang hore ke yene Natasha a ileng a bula mo hona le password e bontshang hore ke yena butsi mo kapa o etsala jwang?
Ki bona batho ba ne ba le in charge ya ho bula le ho kwala meako ya rufo.
They were the people who were in charge of opening and closing the doors of G4S.
Hape ba cheka di camera tsa prison ka pedal.
And again, they had to check the cameras in totality.
So with your investigation, you are saying the door, the door where Bester escaped, it can only be opened by the CCR room. Is that your evidence?
Jalo pa ki ba bore mo menya ko e le hore Thabo Bester o tsile ka yona e ka bulwa ke CCR room fela.
Ki bona ba bula menyako yoshi.
Yes, they are the ones who open the doors.
And the camera system of the G4S prison, is it regulated by a private company with the name Integricon?
System tsa camera di laolwa ke company private. Yeah, in Tegricon.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
Yes.
Because it's my instruction from applicant number 5 that Temkosi Dondolo and Derek de Klerk, they could also open doors from the cell phones and from their computers. Do you bear any knowledge of this? During the investigation.
Derek declared, ne?
Derek de Klerk?
And don't know. Okay. Bona ntwe ke bolelwang ke Natasha kwale hote Thembinkosi Dondolo le Derek de Klerk bana ba khona ho bula dintho di menyako yeo ka di cell phone ba e bula mo di cell phone menyako ba e bula wa tseba wena twe
Ha ke tsebe, Your Worship. Ntjha.
I do not know about that. It is new to me.
And this is my instruction from applicant number 5. There's also a master key in the key safe that locks all the doors of the jails if there's load shedding. Do you bear any knowledge of this?
And hape Miss Johnson wa mplela moro ho bile hona le master key mo ka safe nya di notlolo. Master key o khonang ho bula dikgoro tseo kaofela ha hona le load shedding. Wa tseba wena tshwe?
Ha ke tsebe, Your Worship.
Well, I do not know about that.
So your testimony today is you are still of the view that CCR room opened this door. Is that correct?
Jalo wena he unzo itshwarelletse mo view nya ya hore CCR ke yone bula menyako eo.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
Yes, that is correct.
And a convicted inmate, what uniform do they wear?
Batshwaruwa ba kwalletse ba fungwaneng ba le batho ba kwalletse ka mo ba apara uniform e feng.
Ha ke sa fosi, Your Worship, ke sa re ke is sky blue or ha ke hopole hantle.
But if I'm not mistaken, I suppose they were wearing sky blue uniform. I do not remember very well.
And you will agree with me if you have a person in a G4S uniform and a person in a sky blue uniform, and you look them through the camera, you can see then this is an inmate, this is a G4S official. Is that correct?
So that dumelana le nna he akere ha ona le motho a apereng uniform e sky blue ho be le motho a apereng uniform ya G4S o shebile mo camereng o tlo gona o tseba o tlo gona o bona yena ke inmate yena ke mosebetsi. Okay,
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
that is correct.
And the job description of applicant number 5 is to monitor the camera and monitor movements within the jail. Is that correct?
And mosebetsi wa hae ine le ho sheba di camera wena di guy and ba sheba le di movement tse ka ra tronko ke.
Ho jwalo le ho bula menyako.
Yes, it is correct, as well as opening of the doors.
That is the opening of the jail cell doors. Is that correct?
Ine le ho bula ha menyako ya di cell.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
That's correct.
And also opening doors for G4S officials within the jail.
And hape le ho bulela di official tse ka ra tronko ke.
Ho jwalo, Your Worship.
That's correct.
And you will agree with me, the G4S uniform, it also conclude wearing caps. Is that correct?
And what dumelana le nna hore batho bana ba apere uniform ya bona ba G4S ba rwala le di caps.
Ha ke sa fosi, Your Worship, ba rwala di mese.
If I am not mistaken, they wear beanies.
Or beanies. But you will agree with me, part of the uniform is wearing beanies on their heads. Is that correct?
Okay, o tla dumelana le nna ke re karolo ya uniform ya bona ko rola di mmisi mohlomong.
Ho jwalo.
That's correct.
And Thabo Bester had the G4S uniform on when he walked out of jail, is that correct?
Thabo Bester o na apere uniform ya G4S ha ane a tswa a tsamaya mo tronkong akere.
Yeah, Mr. Whether I'm not sure whether we are on the same page or maybe I do not understand something. We are not yet on trial, correct? And the thorough details are they relevant for now? I'm not sure what point you are getting to, but I can hear that you are dealing thoroughly with the details or issues pertinent to the trial.
That is indeed, Your Worship, but
I'm not sure what are you trying to achieve. I just want to be on the same page with you.
Your Worship, my argument is there's no evidence against my client. The only evidence is CCR room opened the door. Even if CCR room opened the door, this was the person that walked out was a G4S official disguised in a G4S uniform.
Yeah, I think just put the statement to the witness
Thank
other
you,
than
Worship.
trying to source out
Thank you, Worship.
information from him because it's not yet trial. Thank you.
Thank you, Worship. I will shorten it. Let me just get my phraseology correct, Your Worship.
Okay. No, just take your time. It's fine.
You will agree with me. You will agree with me that what just
No.
Your Worship.
I will be patient because we were interrupted.
Thank you, Worship. I want to get my phraseology just correct. Thank you, Worship.
Even if you can request 5 minutes, it's fine.
No, Your Worship, I have it under control. Your testimony, Colonel, your testimony was that Thabo Bester walked out in a G4S uniform. Is that correct?
Ore Thabo Bester o tsile mo apere uniform ya G4S.
Ho jwalo.
Correct?
And CCR room opened the door. Is that correct?
And CCR ke bana ba bulang ko ba butsing mamati.
Ho jwalo.
That's correct?
At the end of the day, Bester pretended to be a G4S official when he walked out. Is that correct?
And qetellong he Thabo Bester na o ikentse e ka re ke mong wa basebetsi ba G4S ha ne a tswa mo.
Ho jwalo.
That's correct?
Thank you, Worship. And you testified that a team of investigating officers were appointed to investigate this case.
O ntse bopaki ba hore sehlopha sa bafuputsi se ile sa nkuwa sa thapela hore se investigate case ena.
Ho jwalo.
Correct? During your investigation, this lost information that was not recorded, did you manage to retrieve such information with your investigation?
Diphuputso tsa lona information e ya qetela NSK e hatiswa yona o ile wa kgona we fumana information e sa recording mo diphuputsong tsa lona?
e downloadile your worship.
It was downloaded.
Your worship, can I just take instruction? Colonel, you also agree with me that you don't have any proof that applicant number 5 received money from a person with a name TK. Is that correct?
O dumelana le nna ke re ha ona bopaki wena proof e bontshang hore applicant number 5 le ena o fumane tjhelete ho tswa ho TK.
Che, ha ke na bopaki, worship.
Yes, I do not have such proof.
Now what, based on all this information that came out, what is your view now still on bail? Do you concede for bail for applicant number 5?
Jole o ya ka bopaki ka dintho tsena kaofela tse hlahelletseng ke maikutlo a hao wa dumela jwang hore a ifumane bail?
Ke a dumela se ka fumana bail, worship.
Well, I still do not agree that she should be granted bail.
Colonel, I will leave that for argument. You will. You wish you can request adjourn for 5 minutes. I just have 1 or 2 aspects to clarify, then I will be finished with my cross-examination.
No problem.
Thank you.
Can we take tea? Let us make it 15 minutes. It's 11:20.
Can I proceed, Your Worship?
You may proceed. Still fresh.
Colonel, you agree with me, there's no picketing today outside the court building.
Ke re dumela nna ke ga gona picketing na tsatsing le. Kan. I do.
And you also agree with me on the previous court date, 16 May 2023, there was also no picketing outside the court building.
Lana ka la re ka la hlalla mana ka 16th of May 2022 just na picketing. Kan. It was there.
I'm putting it to you, Colonel, that on 16 May 2023, I did not see any picketing.
Na ha ke o jwetsa ke batla hore wena ka di 16th of May ka 2023 ha ka bona picketing na ka ntle ka mo.
Ke bone batho nna ba picketa ka ntle Your Worship.
But I saw people picketing outside.
And this picketing, is it from Bloemfontein Celtic supporters?
Ke batho ba picketang ke ba di supporters tsa Bloemfontein Celtic.
Ke dumela jwalo Your Worship.
I believe so.
And it's also correct that this picketing by the Bloemfontein Celtic supporters is they want justice for Katlego. Is that correct?
And they will picket at home ke kanto ke batho ba ba Celtic ke ha ba batla to ka etsale bakeng sa Katlego, okay?
To ka etsahale hodima nyewe ena.
Yes, they are picketing for justice to be carried out in this case.
But you will agree with it, the picketing is for justice for Katlego.
Ke botsa hore na dumelana le nna ha ke re ba picketa jwalo hobane ba batla toka ba batla justice for Katlego.
Ke jalo ka se ke hlalositse ke dumela ke picketing ho etse toka hodima nyewe.
Like I've just explained, they are picketing for there to be justice done on this case.
And you will agree with me, you don't have any proof that applicant number 5 caused the death of Katlego.
Ere hape o dumelana nna ke re he ha ona bopaki kapa proof e bontshang ka mogho accused number 5 applicant number 5 a entseng hore Katlego a hlokahale.
What's the relevance thereof? Because there's no charge that she caused. There's nothing that she caused the death of Katlego.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Worship. Let me rephrase my question. You will agree with me, the picketing is for it is for the interest for Katlego. The picketing.
The question is, what is the relevance? Because there is no murder charge before court.
Your Worship, I won't take you further. I'll leave my questioning there.
Thank you, Mr. Matoko. Oh, yeah, Mr. Matoko, re-examination.
As court pleases, Your Worship. Colonel, I just want to ask one or two questions to clarify certain aspects that arise out of the cross-examination.
Ke to botsa potso e le nngwe ho ya tse pedi ho tla o ba le tlhakisetso fela ka dintlha tse itseng tse hlaelletseng ha ho ntse ho botswa wena dipotso ke ba buelle ba utlwa ke nna. Yes.
Let me start with the passport that was surrendered to you today that relates to applicant number 4.
Akale ka passport e le hore we neuwe tsatsing lena e ho thweng ke ya applicant number 4.
Ho jwalo Worship.
Yes.
And you were given an opportunity to peruse it, and you were asked about the date of issue and the date of expiry.
o la fuwa monyetla wa gore o e phetle o bo botswa ka gore na e ntshitswe neneng le gore e expire neneng.
Ho jwale moshi.
Yes.
But what I did not hear is whether there has been any indication of movements outside the borders of South Africa. Could you pick up anything?
Ntho e ke sa utlwang ka passport eo kapa ka nako eo o ntso o bua ka yona ke gore na go nona le di-movement na tse tswang ka ntle ho di-border tsa South Africa. Ga ka mokgwa o ne shebile ka teng o na le mo o bone gore e na le di-movement.
Ho jwale moshi.
Yes, I picked up some movement.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, re jwetse.
E bontshitse hore monga passport o nantsa ya Lesotho moshi. A tselela ka Lesotho.
It showed that the owner of the passport was crossing to Lesotho.
Do you know when last did he cross to Lesotho?
Wa tseba o qetetse neng o cross ka Lesotho?
Stempe sa o qetela ke sa 2018 moshi.
The last stamp is from 2018.
And did you perhaps check more or less how many times he has been crossing into Lesotho?
Wila sheba ya makaya ntsa ya Lesotho.
Ina le ditempe tse 9 moshi.
It has 9 stamps.
And if I remember well, you conceded to the fact that when one crosses to Lesotho, the passport will show 2 stamps. One, as you leave South Africa, and the other one will as you enter into Lesotho. There will be 2 stamps for one exit from South Africa. 2 stamps.
And then also to dumetse wena hore passport ha motho a tshelela ka Lesotho o ba o e fumana di stamp tse pedi. Stamp se bontshang hore o a tswa ka South Africa le stamp se bontshang hore o kena ka hara Lesotho. Ka mantswe man tripping A1 ya o kena go ba le stamp tse pedi.
Ho jwale moshi.
That is correct.
If that's the case, one would expect then to have even number of stamps, but you say they are 9.
Habening ditaba di le ka mofuta o motho o tla lebella hore di stamp tse hlaellang passportong di be di even numbers ka mantswe man di 2 4 6 8 10 when are 9.
Ho jwale moshi.
That is so.
I see. Let's move to another aspect. It was put to you on a number of times that the accused had been locked up in the same court cells here, and there has not been any complaints of any threats whatsoever since they are locked up together.
Arifitele o yengwe o ile wa jwetsa wena ka makgetlo kgetlo mo dipotsong ha ntse botswa mona hore baqosiwa bana banetse ba kwallwa ona mona khoto ka di holding cells ene ba kwallwa holding cell e le nngwe go sena ditletlebo kapa di complaint di feng kapa di feng tse tswileng ha ba ntse ba kwalletswe mo.
Ho jwale.
That is correct.
But clarify this, what is the position when they are here in the police cells in terms of supervision? Are they being supervised when they are locked up here? Are they being guarded?
Ha ba re ka position ya bone ha ba le mo di seleng tsa mo court ba supervise kapa ntlomong ba gatiwe batho bao ka mo ka poetsala
Ba hona le maponesa a leng teng ba gatile.
there are police officers who are there to guard them.
And if they are released on bail and they are at their own places, will that still be applicable? will they still be guarded?
Jwale ha ba tswile ka bail e mong le mong a le hae kapa sebakeng sa hae sa batla ho ba sona e ntse tlo sebetsa ntho ya hore ba ne ba gaduwe.
Chair, I will see it, Your Worship.
No, it is not going to be applicable.
The last aspect, I think it was at a time when Mr. Mururi was cross-examining you on the aspect of the community outrage. And in response to one of the questions, you made a reference to an aspect without elaborating. If I remember well, you made mention of KZN and Senegal.
Sheba e ona nako eo Mr. Mururi ane a o botsa ka taba ya ka mogho setšhaba o reng se kgenne ka teng le hore hona le ditletlebo dillo mo setšhabeng kapa hona le outcry mo setšhabeng le ntho tse kaofela. Wena ha o no mo arabela mo ntlheng eo o ile wa qotsa ntho e etsahetseng KZN le etsahetseng Senegal empa o sa e hlakisi ka botlalo sa hopo.
Jwale, Your Worship.
I remember that.
What did you want to tell the court in respect of KZN and Senegal in relevance to the court, to a case before the court now?
Ona batla bolella le khotla e ka ntho e etsahetseng KZN le ko Senegal ha o e bapisa le case ena e leng hore re shebane le yona bona jwale o batla ho bolella le khotla hore le shebe e
Ke ne ke batla ho hlalosetsa lekgotla hore KZN e wa tsoa merusu nakong ya the former president ile Jacob Zuma honona le nyewe e ne le ka pela lekgotla.
I wanted to put it to the court that in KZN a riot or a chaos broke out when President Zuma had a case that he was facing.
Ke mo e le horeng setšhaba se qetetse se inkela le molao matsohong ho tjheswa dishopo.
The community ended up taking the law in its own hands, burning shops. Which is the shop.
Mo e le horeng le ho nona le batho ba bang be le ho ba ile ba nna ba tswa le dikotsi.
Which resulted to having people being, which resulted to there being people who were injured in the process.
Worship, is this the new evidence, Worship, being laid here now about the burnings of the shops, Worship?
Mr. Matlupa.
This is not new evidence. I'm saying that's how I started. To say under cross-examination, in response to one of the questions, he mentioned that my fear is what had happened in KZN in Senegal, and I said he did not elaborate. So I'm giving him that opportunity to elaborate, and that's exactly what he's doing. It's not something new. It's about KZN and Senegal.
Thank you, Mr. Geribota.
Your Worship, is my submission this evidence can be left for argument, but I mean that will be my argument that this evidence the witness is giving about now can be left for argument, Your Worship. That is my opinion.
How will it be argued if it's not before me?
I can take it further, Your Worship.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Kwenani?
Your Worship, this evidence was not argued to the end. Effectively, it makes it a new evidence on our side, especially certain aspects pertaining to how the shops were damaged and so on. I'm just wondering whether is the court then going to grant us a chance to deal with this aspect that we do not have dealt with, irrespective of the fact that my learned colleague says that the comments pertaining to this were not finalized.
If necessary and it's fair to do so, I will allow.
Indeed,
I know procedurally it is not called for, but in the interest of justice, if it's necessary and fair, I will allow the questions. If it is extended too far, to the extent that it brings a new evidence. Thank you.
And that would have concluded my re-examination. Thank you, Yoshi.
Thank you. All right, state.
Yes, is he excused?
Oh, you are done with it?
Yes, I'm done with my re-examination.
Okay. Colonel Furman, you are excused from the proceedings. Thank you very much.
Okay, more casing in. Okay,
That also is the respondent's case, the state's case.
Thank you.
Mr. Court, please, Your Worship. Your Worship, I was taken aback by my colleague saying that was the respondent's case. I was anticipating one more witness, but as it may, Your Worship, I will take guidance from the court, Your Worship. I have already shown two of my colleagues the predicament that I'm in, but I wish to say to the court, I would not be in a position to argue now. I think perhaps this would be an opportune time to look at an adjournment, basically for argument and for the delivery of the judgment. Without preempting anything, Your Worship, we could maybe get 2 consecutive days to allow the court to also apply its mind to whatever arguments would be adduced.
Okay. Thank you.
That's the good position.
I'm in agreement, Madam Colleague.
Worship, I have an agreement for applicant number 5.
Yeah, I am of the view that we can adjourn the matter for argument only. As to judgment, I can't really bind myself that it will be subsequent to your argument.
We accept so, Your Worship.
Yeah, let us adjourn it for argument. I will hear from the litigants as well.
Perhaps this would be another opportune time just to take a 5-minute adjournment rather than to burden you with to and from with dates, Your Worship. I'm sitting amongst the most busiest practitioners in this town, so getting a date may be a problem, but if we could just adjourn for 5 minutes, I think we should come to something.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Matroko has shortened our lifespan in the matter. It's fine, thank you. Court adjourns. 5 minutes.